Do you ever feel like the modern world is too hard? You ever feel like you have to make like 30 pointless choices a day? Have you ever found yourself scrolling through the endless scrolling page of Netflix for like half an hour before deciding to just watch Superbad for the 20th time? Because it's all just too hard? Me too. I might be aging myself here, but when I was little, we used to go to the video rental place every Friday night. It was a magical place full of endless opportunity. You could only rent 3 movies at a time, so you pretty much had to be sure what you felt like watching. Usually you'd pick 1 or 2 that you really wanted to watch, and the third one would be something you'd never even heard of before, but maybe the cover appealed to you, or you liked Robert De Niro's other movies and you hadn't seen this one on the shelf.
I'm really sorry to have awoken you from your slumber, but it's over. Hands are tied now. You shut me down.
And despite it being a small store, it felt like there was always something new and exciting to watch. This feels in stark contrast to when I searched Marlon Brando on Netflix the other day and 0 movies came up. Not even the fucking Godfather. This isn't me being all doom and gloom mega boomer saying the olden days are better, because in a way the way things are today are clearly better. I mean, for one, you don't have to pay a late fee if you forgot to hand in your fucking copy of White Chicks on time, you know? Life is just too busy for that shit. But at least back then, when you rented 3 movies, you were usually committed to watching them all. Last month, I streamed a total of 10 movies on Netflix for 15 minutes before moving on to something else. Maybe that means I need to be on medication, but I imagine I'm not alone in this experience. It's called the decision paralysis, or the analysis paralysis. This decision paralysis can and often does affect every portion of human life. Not just Netflix or choosing a donut flavour. It can be a crippling issue that can lead to a more fundamental problem, not going anywhere in life, in an ultimate state of arrested development. I mean, self-help is a multi-million-dollar industry, and this problem is a major reason why it is. I personally have bought about 8 books this year in the genre of self-help, and I've only read like a handful of pages of all of them, you know? And a very big reason to why it is such an endlessly successful industry is that despite the fact that we live in a world with endless possibilities and an ultimate sandbox for true joy, the fear of not taking the right step can be crippling. So crippling that you never even take the first step. I feel like when these decisions are added to more trivial things in life, like a million options at Starbucks, it almost robs us of the limited decision-making power we already have, making it even harder to move forward in life. So what's the solution to all of this? Well, I mean, there are many. I'm no clinical psychologist, but here's something I've been trying in my own life. A lot of my friends, myself included, often get mad at ourselves for playing video games too much and not actively achieving any proper visions for our future or any sort of goals. And I thought of why this might be. The truth is, gaming is one of the ultimate facsimiles to the feeling you get from real-world achievement. The best designers in the gaming industry are psychological geniuses. They know how to create a user experience that is not too overwhelming. They also know how to segment up achievement in a game so it feels much easier than it is in real life. That's why it's so tantalizing. They let you feel that sense of achievement. You feel like you've truly earned it, but also it didn't feel impossible at the same time. Not to be too Black Mirror, I will also say that gaming is so beloved for being examples of some of the most beautiful pieces of art and storytelling ever made. But I digress, man. I mean, in all honesty, these are all just very personal to me. You know, they're my own experiences, but here's something I've been trying to do in my own life. You see, games often make larger, more difficult tasks into bite-sized, achievable ones. Not only to make it an easy and less daunting experience, but so you get a taste of accomplishment very frequently. Red Dead Redemption 2, even known to be a slow-paced game, is also this way. Say you have to rob a bank in Valentine, for example. First, you gotta get on your horse, and then the game tells you to ride with your gang to Valentine. And then once you arrive in Valentine, the game tells you to hitch your horse near the gunsmith, and then you have to sneak into the town and up to the doors of the bank. And once you're at the doors, you are given the choice between two characters Karen will play when she enters the bank.
I think I'd like to see the little girl lost.
So even you long to save the fallen women, eh, Arthur?
Once Karen goes in, you wait for the right time, you go in and then threaten the hostages, kick open the gate to the back, threaten the bank teller to open the main vault, slap him because he's not going fast enough, and then once you're inside, you get a choice between blowing up the safes or cracking them.
Guess I'll crack them or blow them up. Keep an eye out.
And of course you blow them up because you're an outlaw, baby! And then you quickly grab all the money and the pigs are at the front. You shouldn't have used the fucking dynamite. So you rush at the front and you and your gang fling open the doors and shoot every single one of those evil cops trying to make their community safer. Then you run for your horses, ride away as fast as you can while shooting at the cops chasing after you. You see, that was one task, but it was broken down into 16 bite-sized achievable moments. And this is how you can approach life. I'm sure you have very, very big things you want to achieve. Most people do. But every single day you can sit down and write down the small things you can do to get a little closer to that goal. And you will achieve them. And it makes it less intimidating. And you'll get a hit of more delicious endorphins and dopamine than gaming will ever provide. Because you know you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. There is no added layer of guilt. Every time you write down your goals, it activates the reticular activation system in your mind. It causes you to focus on more things that are important to you. It makes you about 40 to 60% more likely to achieve your goals. Or as ancient philosopher Jake Paul once said, "It's every day, bro!" As evidence that this works so well, in 1995 in Harvard Business School, they asked the graduating class how many of them were writing down their goals on a daily basis. It was only 3%. And this is fucking Harvard Business School. These are some of the smartest motherfuckers out there, right? And guess what happened? Those 3% ended up earning more than 97% of the rest of the class combined. They also reported to be happier, more fulfilled, and that they had accomplished everything that they wanted to do in life. You can use this approach to everything in life as well, including coming up with a plan to what you want to watch on Netflix. All you need is a pen and an exercise book. So get out there, plan your life, and get that shit done, man. Because one day you're going to be decomposing in a grave. I gotta be honest, I made this video for myself more than anything. Because I'm a lazy cunt, but I'm getting better every day. What's up? In all honesty, you should take my advice with a grain of fucking salt. A tiny grain of salt. Because it took me way too fucking long to edit this video, man. But, you know, if you want to see more of my hot garbage, hit that fucking subscribe button, like the vid, and I'll take your mum off my doing it list.